welcome. I am Kristen. I don't know what that was. I'm Kristen. I'm here this evening. I'm on day number 28. 28. It's 28th of January, doing my challenge. And it's quite late. I was very busy today. I've been doing some housekeeping in my clinic at home while I'm on a break, which is kind of not really a break then, but you know, these things I don't really get to when I'm busy seeing clients. So I'm cleaning, and I spent the whole day re-elasticizing my sheets that I use for the clinic. And it was, let me tell you, it tested every ounce of my patience. It was the worst job I ever had to do as part of my job in this business. It was not an enjoyable thing, but you know, we have to do these things. And now it's done, and now I can relax. And so I'm not going to do too much standing up talking, but I am standing up and moving, but I am going to talk a little bit because I feel like there's lots pointing to this particular topic that I'm going to start talking about in a moment. I've had lots of connections with different people of late, and I've had quite a few sort of downloads happening. And if you don't know what that means, it's, you know, when you come into a place of deep neural, I guess, rest, and come into a meditative state, you can start to receive information. You know, it could be anything. I mean, it could be a lot for me. It is around you know, things that I want to achieve, and feeling like acknowledgement of the universe saying, you know, yes, you know, here you go. So for example, I'll just talk about this quickly. Today, I did a goal setting. It was a spiritual goal setting workshop. I mentioned it the other day. So I did this workshop, and I've had loads of downloads since then. So lots of information and lots of clearing away of the physical and the energetic as well. And one thing that I kind of wanted was, you know, more fun. And at this workshop, there were a few mums who I'd been in a mums group with when my kids were born years ago. So we all sort of said we want our tribe, we want connection. And today this opportunity came up for us to actually, I started talking about, hey, let's organise this camping trip. And then sort of got the wheels in motion looking at things, and I was just vaguely looking, but then something happened which kind of was the new universe nudging me and saying, you need to book this. So I booked it and just went ahead with it. And you know, we have to sometimes listen to what the universe is saying to us, and then take those little nudges and take action. So qigong is just one of those things that, you know, can put you into that state where you are, you know, you are manifesting, where you are determining what your future is looking like, and putting the power into that, and also receiving, you know, the acknowledgement that this is what you should be doing. Anyway, I digress. What I meant to talk about was this weekend at my live Qigong class, I'm actually going to run it as a quantum Qigong class. So when I talk about that, when I talk about quantum, quantum is kind of the limitless potential and energy, the idea that we can affect energy. We are all energetic in some way. So we are touching into the quantum field in order to do different, you know, healings, or receive different messages, or you know, there's loads of different things that can be done. But I do run this this workshop which is about sort of tapping into that, using Qigong as the foundation, and then using quantum healing techniques to work with the energy that you kind of start to sense when you're doing Qigong. So, for example, we will do a beautiful class, and we'll start to really slow down the body and then start to sense deeper into what's happening, the flow of energy through our body where there's any kind of stagnation. When we come to this peaceful moment where everything is balanced, this is kind of where that, you know, you're in that space, you're in that realm where you can really start to do some of the quantum healing type practices. So I get people to start, and we'll just do this together sitting here. So you bring your hands up and around. This practice is called tiger paw palms. And I'm sorry, I'm inside. There's not a lot of room, and I've been cleaning today, so there's lots of stuff going on behind me. But you kind of breathe in as your hands separate. As you breathe out, the hands come closer together. And you start to have a little play with some of the energy, some of the feeling, and start to sense into, you know, what's going on in your palms and the energy that can, you know, that you can tap into. You know, you start to feel it. You feel the heat. You feel, you know, the gong activated. That is our healing hand. So a lot of my quantum healing is hands focused. So you use the hands as the conduit. Some people don't need to. They can just, you know, mentally do it. But I like to use the hands. So we do some practices that really get us feeling that energy and start to really visualize creation of different types of substances, I guess. Plasma is one that I use a lot, but we do lots of different practices, and we really use like merge the two together, so that you really start to feel the physical, but also move into that sort of deeper level of understanding of your body and of kind of the world around us. I guess an expansion of consciousness to let go of anything that you might be holding you back from experiencing something that might be really quite profound for you. And a lot of us have these belief systems that we're taught, which is, you know, we're shown the world in such a limited fashion, and it has become very dominated by science and technology, and we've lost a lot of that beautiful connection to the more subtle energies and the more subtle abilities that do exist that we can all tap into. So for me, I'm a very powerful healer. This is what I've been drawn to, and I know it for a fact that I have this profound ability to help people's body find the right path back to wellness. And part of that is through, you know, being in alignment with the quantum field. So, you know, I take you through these practices. We do grounding practices so that we are connecting in with those energies of the physical that come from the earth that keep us grounded in our physical body. And then we move up through the body and up into the more kind of the Shen, I guess, if we're looking at it from a Chinese medicine perspective. So we start down here, really grounding in the physical, connecting in with the earth and feeling the strength of that connection that we as humans have to the earth, and then to the, you know, deep into the earth as well, into the crystalline core, into the grid that defines, you know, the rest of the earth. And then we kind of, we work through really grounding, and then as we get to sort of the solar plexus, which marks kind of the end of the physical and then stepping into the more emotional when we come up to the heart and the throat, and then which is, you know, our middle dantian. So we've got lower dantian, middle dantian, and then our upper dantian and our shen. So then we connect into a spirit, to, you know, what spirit is to you. And I don't define that, you know. um, you might have no concept of it, and just see the word spirit, you know. If that's not offensive to you, that's, you know, just go with it. And until you find something that really works for you. But for me, it's kind of like this, the source, that beautiful center of where we are all from, that none of us really know or understand, or, you know, some people may have an understanding of, but it's not readily accepted because science. And we, you know, we feel the flow of these different types of energies, and then start to use qigong and use the power of the breath, the power of, you know, the healing in lagong, in the hands, to create these metaphysical energy healing substances or shapes. People will have different experiences with how they receive different information. For me, I get a lot of like, I'll bring in a new neural map for a person, new neural network that will allow their nervous system to be functioning better, you know, especially if they've had sort of any sort of prolonged pain or trauma. So, you know, we really sink into that quantum field and start to work with some of that energy in some of the practices I teach. So this weekend, it's going to be a very deep practice where we are really sensing into, you know, the fields that surround us, the energetic fields that expand out from us. And start to, you know, create these objects or these intentions of healing, which we can then project out to, you know, either to ourselves. You know, we can do little things where we create little chi balls of energy that are infused with, you know, it could be some sort of healing plasma, or you know, some people see things, it's more a visual and it's very hard to explain, but the intention is pure, the intention is whole and healthy. And as healers, you know, we should all align to the practices of, we're not there to hurt people, we're there to help. So, you know, we create through the qigong practice, through the mindful practice of the three regulations, these beautiful things that we can use to help heal people that aren't in the physical realm. So, you know, it's really limitless. And I feel like a lot of people are kind of, they hold back because we've been taught that we have to see and hear and smell and touch, and the senses that we have, that, you know, the five senses really define us as human beings. But there's so many extra sensory senses that we can really start to tap into when we use things like qigong, things like meditative practices, to allow our body to be regulated and calm and balanced and able to receive the information that is actually coming into us. So a lot of it is about letting go your kind of inhibitions, or stepping into the void, you know, stepping into the unknown and just going, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to listen, and I'm going to let go, and I'm going to try and switch off that logical mind that's telling me, you know, you look so silly doing this thing. But it is profound, the information and the messages that will come through when you start to practice and allow your body to come to these states where you can receive that information. So that's going to be happening on Sunday, and that's at 9 a.m. Perth, Western Australia time. For those of you who are not local to me, that are overseas, Perth is the most isolated city in Australia. Apparently, that means something. But yeah, it's pretty far from anything. We're just kind of this little hub, and then we're just surrounded by desert. And it's very beautiful. The energy in the land here is profound, and I love to spend a lot of time out connecting with, especially just sort of the immediate surrounds of Perth, and where we have a lot of native bush and national park. It's just connecting in with the energy of the land, and sending healing into the land. And for me, healing can be intentional and visual, or it can be using the quantum healing techniques, or it can be through voice activation. So I love to sing, so it is about singing, healing, and using the codes that come through singing to go into the earth, to heal the land, and to make her vibrant once again. So there's so much that's possible, that's not beyond anybody's capabilities. I'm not any sort of magical being, but I have practiced for many years, and I feel like everybody has the capacity. It's about finding the key to unlock it. So Qigong is actually a key that you can use to unlock some of those amazing powers that are hidden deep within us, or even to expand on powers that you already may know that you do have. So I've talked a lot tonight. I'm sorry there's not a lot to practice, but we do have the tiger paw palm. So it's really just have a little play with just breathing the hands open and close. I'm sitting here, so you can just do some rocking and just start to feel into what's going on in between here that you can't see, because you start to feel the projection of that energy, and we can start to then manipulate it in different ways. So I hope you enjoyed my little discussion, and I will see you all tomorrow night. Good night. Bye-bye.